Sorry. Let's see. I just need some music. I need some sound. Okay, so I've been working on this thing, and it actually it's so easy to do kind of the final bits of like there's almost 200 tests in here now, and I asked GPT to make a fun cartoonish logo, and it's becoming a thing. So if you go to this repo now, you can actually install it. I still have some things to do, but it makes the argument that React is great for UI, but it has complex state management because it all happens within a reconciliation loop. Solid has like simple reactivity, but it has hidden complexity because of not having a reconciler. So the UI and reactivity is like merged together, like per element, literally, which is like good for performance, but you have these quirks where it looks like you're returning static values, but the compiler is making them reactive. You have these special components and all of this stuff. So what RASK is trying to do is to take the best of Solid, which is like single the component function is executed once, so this is like a setup step. It's very much like Vue. Vue has had this for a long time, but Vue has its own set of quirks. And then we return a function that is the reconciling UI. So the return function will be called again and again whenever any of its track dependencies change. So I truly believe that's the model we need. We need a reconciling, observable, or reconciling, observing, or an observing reconciler. So that you can just use if statements, maps, like just use JavaScript to build your UI, which is amazing. But don't get into this dark world of hooks and all the crazy stuff that React is doing. And it's very simple. It's just you create a function, you have create state, and then you just consume that state. We're using mutable state because when it's reactive, it can be mutable, no worries. Here we see the setup phase. You have an on mount hook and an on cleanup hook. Yeah, you can use just push. By the way, the implementation for the proxy is amazing. I've implemented these state proxies a few times, but this one is pretty cool. So, oh, sorry, it's create state. Where are you? There you are. So, the only thing it does is that it gets a proxy, and then there's this weak map cache, which binds the actual value to the proxy. So if the value isn't referential anymore, the proxy is disposed of as well. And then we have, this is it. It's a single proxy that has a getter that checks if anything's observing. And if it's observing, it makes sure that this object property has a signal, and the observer will then subscribe to that signal. And then if it is an array or an object, we're going to create another proxy, or we're going to return a value. It doesn't matter if it's an object or an array. They act the same way. I think. I hope it can be this simple. And then for the setter, we're just checking if the new value is not equal to the old value, and if there is a signal tied to this setter, which is if it was a getter, we notify that signal. So any observers that subscribes to that signal is notified. Only caveat here is that we need to check if it's an array and if the key is length, because whenever the length property is set on an array, it means that it's changed. because this is actually already updated. So if you do like a push, it will set the new index, but at this point the length is already updated. So, and then we have delete, and that's it. That's the whole reactive proxy. It's super, super simple. Hopefully it works. It should work. Yes, so that's that. And then props are also reactive. And then the buy-in you do here is that you shouldn't destructure reactive objects. So props, state, context, queries, mutations, async, those are reactive objects and they shouldn't be destructured. Yeah, and there it says create state, create context, never destructure, context values. And the good thing about it is that your code will actually reference better where it gets its values from. Does it get it from props? Does it get it from like a context, a query? And that's kind of the nice thing about it. But this is something with reactivity you have to, Solid has the same. You have to buy into this. Let's see. Yeah, so you have render, create state, create view. This is when you want to merge objects together. As I said, you can't destructure reactive objects. So if you want to merge them, you need a tool for that, or a utility. And that's what I'm calling create view. So it basically merges state and helpers, and then you can access them, and reactivity is kept. Yeah, create ref, you have onMount, context API. So this is interesting. Context is just create context, and then in any component you can inject a value that will then be consumed by any of the children. So here you can see you get from the context and you get the value. And then for async, so I tried for a long time to like reflect on suspense and implement it. Suspense is incredibly difficult to implement because you have to manage a UI behind the scenes that's not actually mounted, and SnapDOM and other VDOM libraries, they don't really handle this, not to my knowledge at least. So it's incredibly tricky to implement. But at the same time, as I mentioned before, like Solid adopted some things from React that might not make sense really for Solid or in a reactive world. So we have to be careful about this. So what I decided to do is like not have suspense, because you don't need suspense. You don't have to have it. And arguably it creates like indirection, because you have this suspense boundary somewhere. You're doing something async in a completely different component. You don't see the hierarchy between the two. So it's hard to reason about the async flow when you have such a decoupled thing. But here we rather have like a low level create async, which can take any promise, and that promise becomes reactive. So you can check if it's pending, if it has an error, or it has its value. And then you have a higher abstraction for that, which is create query, which takes a callback that gets a promise, which allows you to like refetch it behind the scenes, or you can like force fetch it, which does like a full. So fetch keeps the data behind the scenes if there is any data, and this will nullify the data and do like a full refetch. And then we have create mutation. Yeah, by the way, this is missing a piece. Sorry, I have something in my teeth. So create mutation is just a way for you to track mutations easily in the UI. So you can see when it's creating, if it has an error. You can also use create.params in this case, which would be the data you actually pass when you run the mutation. Handle submit. Yeah, so it will be this object. So you could show that optimistically while the mutation is running. So a typical pattern is that you have a query for posts, you have a mutation for posts, and when you run the mutation for posts, you await the fetch of the posts before the mutation resolves. So when you're mutating, you show the optimistic value while it's mutating and while it's refetching the posts, and then it will be in sync, the optimistic part of it. And there's an error boundary, and this just shows you like computed values. We could have like a create memo thing. I haven't implemented that, but composition is important. It's like you can, instead of like hooks, like use hooks, you have create hooks. So you can create auth store, for example, where you put some state, you have some logic, and then you return create view, merging that together, exposing it to a single component. You can expose that view on a context if you want to do that. It's really, really nice. Yeah. So things aren't like completely... Oh, nice. It added this as well. So all the documentation, all the tests are like written by Claude, which is amazing. Like writing 200 tests would take forever. And also writing the documentation. But yeah, the name is actually Norwegian Swedish. Like we're using Snabdom, where snab means snub, means fast, and RASK means fast in Norwegian. Yeah. Anyway, so there's one thing we're gonna play with. Oh my god. Oh, phew. Oh, so annoying. Oh, what's going on here? Is something down? Oh, there we are. Something weird going on there. Weird. Oh, do I have to do this locally? Let's do it on stack plates. It's horrible. I'm not sure what's happening. Let's see, sorry. with, let's see, let's try once more. Sorry, I started. Yeah, we're on something incredibly slow. Maybe there's a, was I using Google or GitHub? I'll choose GitHub. Oh, is it only Bolt now? Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, React, no, vanilla TypeScript. How do I add dependencies? I guess I'll just npm install snapdom. Okay, so sorry. So the thing we're going to explore is that currently we have elements showing the components, and I'm a bit torn on this because from one perspective, it's super nice to actually have a DOM structure that reflects your component tree. And they don't actually affect the layout. They have display contents, which means that no margins or flex or grids or anything, like no layout is affected by this component, but CSS selectors are. So if you're, for example, using Tailwind and maybe you have one component that has like an element with a Tailwind CSS class that expects like immediate children, but you put those children in a component, that would be a problem. But maybe it's not a problem. Like, I don't know. But that's something to figure out. Where was it? Let's take down. Oh, it's so annoying, the thing I have in my teeth. Yeah. Compare. And then let's do this instead. What was the container? Get element by ID container. It was app. Let's see if we can. Yeah, look at that. Cool. So what we're gonna try is to create a thunk. So let's just keep that thing. My thunk equals thunk, and currently that needs to have an element. That's the thing, and then it has a, well, it should have a stable function. Render thunk, which basically returns age. Let's just return. Yeah. No, return, sorry. Div or h1. I think I can say hello world here. Yeah, and there's no second patch as of now. Let's move that up here. So render thunk. And we should be able to put that here, I think. And then we can patch the container with the vnode. Yes, so the thing now is that what's happening is that the thunk is this element, and then we're copying over stuff from the returned element, which is an h1, except for the selector itself. So this also needs to be an h1. And this is what I'm wondering now. Can I return a fragment here and use a fragment here? So I think fragments doesn't have an actual element. So what we're gonna try here is, how do I actually trigger fragments? Let's see, fragment. And it's experimental, which kind of sucks. But I'm using them for a very specific use case, so maybe it'll work. Yes. So if we use fragment here, well, it still renders. Oh, didn't it have to be? Oh, interesting. So what happens if I do undefined here? No, then it fails. Ah, that sucks. Oh, maybe I need the experimental thing. What was it? Patch modules undefined. Where is it? No, it didn't change anything. This really sucks. I thought this would work. Oh, starts with. Okay, exactly. So what we can try to do though, this is what I'm wondering. We're gonna go in, we're gonna steal the thunk. Think. So the thunk is actually super simple. And we're just gonna drop the add ns things. We're gonna run our own thunk. So drop thunk here. vnode data, vnode. Drop this. Drop this. Why is it so? Oh, expected one arguments. Wait, do I have an? Oh yeah, sorry. Let's call this thunk init. Where was init used? There we go. Okay, reading starts with. Oh, so it's actually. Oh, interesting. Maybe we can do the same key. But it doesn't have a key, but it can inherit that key from. Yeah. Thinking. What do we want to do? We want the thunk to be a fragment node. And the way this works is, I'm trying to remember this. So this is just, yeah, we're just creating a new thing and just copying it over. So we don't need any of this stuff because we have this. Yeah, we just copy it over to the new node. Where was think? There's think. But it has this init. So we kind of need it to, this is the thing. I wonder if we have to move these hooks here. I'm gonna try something. Yeah, let's see if we can do that. So old v node, let's just do data hook. Yeah, whatever. Oh, but then it won't do patching. Like there's nothing to hook. Yeah, this is the problem. Oh, wait a minute. What if we, sorry. So what if we do const fragment? So we're going to create a fragment, but we're going to add these things manually. It's just an empty fragment. Oh. Fragment node, return fragment node. Because this is a V node, right? Yeah. And then we add, let's see, fragment node key equals key. And fragment node data.hook equals that stuff. How would that work? Oh, fragment has already been declared. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, cur args is not iterable. That's true. Oh yeah, sorry. So fragment node data dot fn equals fn. Let's just args. Oh, I thought it was working. Oh, look at that. Interesting. This might work. So we basically create this fragment instead. And then we do the same trick. Like we init and pre-patch, we just copy things over. Now the bigger question is, can you, yeah, and you should be able to patch that. Okay, we're gonna try this. Let's do a little experiment. See if this can work. So we have, there we go. So we have our render, which is just JSX. And then we do create component. And this is where it's happening. So we're creating thunk, but now we're bringing in thunk from Snabdom. So let's take this thunk instead. And I thought I actually overrided the, where is it? Wait, where are you? Create component. There we go. Yeah, so I think maybe we can even drop the thunk completely here. So what we're rather going to do is const thunk node. Yeah, by the way, let's remember that we need to define fragments true. Let's try that. And then we're going to do, just going to create an empty fragment. And then we want to make sure, yeah, I think thunk node actually has data. Let's imagine it has. Now we have to pass it props and children, but we can just pass that on the data. Because that's what we're doing anyways. Let's see, hook here. These are all the hooks. So we need to, yeah, copy thunk would be fn args. Are we using this? Oh yeah, args. Yeah, exactly. That's how we access. I don't think we actually reference function anywhere else. Oh, we do. Okay. So what we're going to do instead is create component. We're going to say thunk node data.args. Would be props and children. And thunk node data.fn equals component. Think node. I always write think. Yeah, whatever. As any. No, wait. Yeah, sorry. Fn. Yeah, exactly. And then we have parent component. We have all of this data. And now the only thing we have to make sure of, I think, is that we're going to return. So where's render? Execute render. So currently here we are returning this thing here. And I wonder what happens if we return a fragment instead. Cool. pm build core. Would this work? No, it would not. Cannot. Oh, it doesn't have the hook. Okay. Let's see. Thank node data. Okay, but then we can just hook equals. Oh, come on. Hook. Oh my god. It's annoying. We don't have to do this. What are you complaining about? Okay. Why? Okay, we're just gonna do const data equals think node as any. Then there we go. We don't have to do this stuff. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Oh, it actually renders. It renders. Div, is that, do we actually return a div? We do. Oh, and it works. Seemingly. That's amazing. But I think this should, what we're going to try now is something a little bit more tricky. So we're going to create a nested component. And we're going to have some state, create state. And let's just do show, true or flip, return. So we're going to have state flip. We're going to have h1. Yeah, and I'm wondering about the lifecycle hooks as well. We're going to try that. Did it actually log? No, you see that? It didn't log the thing. And the reason it doesn't do that, oh, we might be able to fix that. Let's see. Fragment node equals return fragment node.data.hook equals turn fragment node. This is kind of annoying. Why is this? Yeah, whatever. Cool. Let's see what happens now. No, it doesn't show the, it doesn't run the mounting. But did it even do that before? Git stash. Yeah, it ran it. Okay. Git stash pop. So the problem now, it didn't run the mount hook. So this might be some kind of internal thing. Yeah, data hook. That sucks. I have no idea why that doesn't work. I wonder if I just do hook again. Like the whole point is that these are gonna act as the same element. No. Oh. Oh. Oh, interesting. So insert is the thing that's gonna run the on mounts. I wonder what's happening here. Does it even run? Oh, it doesn't even run insert. Not for any of them. It doesn't run it for... Oh. Oh yeah, because it doesn't insert it. Of course. That makes sense, right? But that's also the problem. how do we need to know if it gets inserted or destroyed, but a fragment never gets inserted and never gets inserted. But maybe we could use something else for that, because you also have something called init. Well, that's the thing. Like, let's ask. I've been discussing with GPT. Could you update in Snabdom? There we have it. Could I use something else than the insert hook for a mounting callback? Like, is there any other hook that's guaranteed to run after insert? Yeah, it would be nice to not have to think about that. The component element, even though I kind of like it personally. Let's see, I was writing. It has the Bonsai. Okay. For per vNode mounting code, insert is the latest hook. Yeah. You fill from insert. Yeah. Okay. So this is the problem, is that we don't know when the component has mounted anything. So we aren't able to do on mount. Which means, like, we could still make it work. Like, we could add like a comment child which acts as the, but then you would have comments in the DOM. Then yeah, maybe that's better. Yeah, I wonder how that would look. Let's see. Where is it? Fragment node. Concat. Yeah. So we would have like an H. I think this is the way you do it. Oh, sorry. JSX. Hey. What is this? That's any. Yeah, look at this. So we could use that to have like an insert. So we can have like hook. So if I add these now, I think these will work again. Oh, interesting. It doesn't work. So there is fundamentally something different. Oh, that could be because the insert doesn't have, yeah, the component instance stuff. Yeah, no. No, that wouldn't work either. It needs to be the actual node. Yeah, that sucks. But we could change the API as well. So so you would rather use a ref for on mount. Like, why do you want to do on mount? Right? It's not for setup, because you just do it in the setup. So maybe the thing we should try, though, we should see if destroy works. So let's try that. Yeah, let's just do hello nested, and then we'll do state.count and we display nothing, or we're gonna display nested. So does it? No, it doesn't run destroy either. Okay, that's a big problem. Let's ask. So I'm playing around with fragment, and I don't see that fragment actually triggers insert or destroy hooks. Is it supposed to work like this? Could you do some research on that? Yeah, that really sucks. If only they, yeah, if only they would actually have, I understand why they don't have insert and even destroy, because it's the element. But still, destroy should have worked. Because I didn't get an error either, did I? Yeah, no. Yeah. So if I do git stash, there I get the on mount. Wait, oh, sorry. We don't have the nested thing now, of course. Nested. Low nested. So in component destroy. Yeah, sorry. Oh, wait a minute. We didn't actually. Oh, we're gonna test again. There is a hard git stash pop. I didn't actually. We need an on cleanup here. Remove nested. Oh, cleanup works. Okay, that's interesting. And it makes sense. Insert is about the DOM node insert. But what I'm wondering is, as I said, like, why do you want an on-mount hook? Normally, you want that because you want to kind of set up things, but now you actually have a setup scope, so you don't really need on-mount. I think that's more related to elements, and this is the whole point, right? It's you waiting for elements to be available so you can interact with them. That's what on mount means. But what if you could do, so you have a ref. What if you could do ref on mount instead? And you could also do ref on leave. Because I know there's something I wanted to explore. Oh, this is interesting. This is very, very interesting because there is this like transitions thing, like element transitions inside SnapDOM. Yeah, I think I like this because then it would work. Let's just continue on this and then see if we can get excited about where's the README? There we go. Because it has this hero transitions. What was that? Virtual node. What was that? Animated rendering of elements. Okay. Ooh, look at that. How does that work? Oh, because that's something I would love to have. But where's the code for it? Is it in here? Yeah, examples. Reorder animation. So that's the data. I'm wondering what they're doing with style. Okay. Delayed. Wait, what is this? Where's this coming from? Remove? Is this part of the style module? I am confused. I am very confused. Remove. It just removes it and then it renders again. Huh. Is that a style thing? Yeah, anyways, so I think we should explore this because then we don't have that component element. What I do want to test though is I want to test like updating this internally. So yeah, I want to test a couple of things. So create state, to-dos, or items. Foo. So cons add item state. Oops. Bar plus state items dot length. So first of all, I'm just gonna try to reconcile a little bit here. Let's see what happens. Hello there. And let's just do a normal thing of state items map item. Oh, well, welcome. If you stay around or watch other times, it's gonna be very much up and down. These streams are very raw. So let's see, I guess I can even do this, an item. Okay. But currently I'm working on something really exciting. Yeah. Yeah, it's reconciling. Nice. Yes, I'm building, like I've been working on state management and UIs for a long time. Not really UIs in the sense of like styling and stuff like that, but how that intersection between state and UI can happen and what I think should happen. And I've many times tried to build my own UI library without quite getting there. And the friction is that, like with React, you have this very elegant reconciler, which is great for UI. Like you can just write if statements, you can map over arrays, like you just use JavaScript to build up your UI. But after they put state management inside that same reconciling component, that is such a huge mental strain and has so many quirks and mental meltdowns. And then you have something like Solid, which doesn't call the component function multiple times. But then the question is, how does the UI actually update? So it has like these pinpointed reactivity things where they use a compiler to change how the code actually executes. They have their own like components to do for loops and switches and stuff like that. So you can't just use the language. And then I'm trying to do the best of both, which is to have a function that runs once. That's your component. You create your state, you do everything you want to do there, like a setup thing, but then you return a function, and this is the reconciling function. So these are your UI updates. So whatever state is being consumed from the component here will cause this piece of UI to reconcile again, which means you can use if statements, you can map over things, you can do the thing you normally do. So I'm kind of trying to bridge those two worlds into an API that makes sense. And it looks kind of done, but it isn't. I'm still working on one core detail, which is to not leak the component boundaries into the UI. So, but we're having success because SnapDOM, which I'm using for the virtual DOM, has a concept of fragments. So we can make a component a fragment, which means it doesn't exist in the... Oh, start coding. Like the point, like people are different. Some people are like very curious about coding as a concept, but the most typical version is like you want to build something. So if you want to build something, figure out what you want to build and then try to build it. So and then you need to find some framework. So this is the thing about frameworks, is that you can build things without understanding programming. Like, these frameworks are so abstracted that even though you're writing code, it's more like it's very abstracted. So you don't have to understand a lot of stuff about the programming language itself. But it helps you to build what you want to build. And then you just learn the language as you try to build something. That's how I learn programming. I think most people, at least JavaScript, they want to build something and they just start building. Or you can take like a more conservative route where you go and find tutorials on JavaScript, for example, to learn the language. But I think most people just fall off the wagon that way because you don't really execute on anything. There's nothing to get excited about. But if you actually choose like a framework like Vue or Svelte or something like that, and you get something on the screen and you start iterating, that's when it starts to get fun. No, I don't create tutorials. I'm just sharing raw the stuff I'm working on. So it can get very technical at times, but sometimes it's quite conceptual as well. So, but I know like the place I like to guide people is frontendmasters.com. They have excellent tutorials and you learn with other people. Like, the videos are in a classroom and it's really, really, really good. But I wouldn't go and choose, even though they have courses on JavaScript, I wouldn't start there. I would start with Vue or Svelte or some kind of framework for building web apps and then try that. And even though you don't understand anything, it's going to allow you to get something on the screen, something to play with. And then you'll kind of learn the language as a secondary thing. Let's see. Yeah, the problem with the comment isn't that it doesn't get the on mount, is that the comment isn't the thunk. It's a child of the thunk. So the mirroring, the proxying doesn't work. I guess maybe we could maybe we could look into the children of the fragment. To trick, like, yeah, maybe we could look, yeah, so maybe during the proxying of the thunk to the outer thunk to the inner, like, yeah, the thunk to the fragment, we could look at the fragment, pick the first child, and then copy some stuff over there. Yeah, that could work. But again, why do you want on mount? That's what I love about this. It's like really things that seems to be like, even with suspense, like, why do you want suspense? Does it really help you? Like, why do you want on mount? It is to do something with the UI. Like, that's the only reason. And if you want to do something with the UI, you have you need a reference to the thing you want to do in the UI. So why not just use the ref and do something with it when it's inserted? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So what I was thinking in like traditionally you would do on mount, right? And then you would have, and again, as I stated, like you have a setup scope, so you don't need an on mount to set up anything. You just do it in the setup, right? So that's no reason to use on mount. On mount is you want to guarantee that the elements are on the page to do something with them. So what you would traditionally do is create ref, something like this, and you would have like ref, right? And then you would do ref current, and then that would have a typing issue because you wouldn't know if it's there or not. And then you would do something with it. But what if you can just do ref on mount or on insert or whatever, and you will get the node here, and then you could do something with it. I think that makes a lot of sense because you won't have the typing issue. It's guaranteed that you have the node in this scope. Yeah. Oh, yeah, good point. Yeah, like we could have node, and then you could return like something when it unmounts from the page. Yeah, that's cleaner. I like that, Adam. Yeah, that's really, really cool. Yeah, so this is insert, and this is remove. Yeah. I think maybe I'm loving this. Let's see. So on mount. Yeah, exactly. Where do I have on mount? There we have it. Okay, so let's, in this version at least, we're gonna remove on mount. Oh, wait a minute. No, but that doesn't make, yeah, we don't need the insert anymore. Yeah, exactly. We don't care about the insert. When do we, yeah, we shift the stack. Okay, I'm gonna try to remove it, see what happens. Let's see, yeah, let's just roll with this and see what happens. So we don't have any on mounts. Cool. And then we're going to change create ref. I guess you would optionally have the callback. Well, again, like, why do you create a ref? Well, you might want to be able to look at it from like some other. Yeah, but still, like, if you really want to do something with it, so you can still do like let some L, right? HTML div element or undefine, and you can do like, oops, sum L equals node. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you don't. I was thinking about like the ref current thing. It's so interesting. Like a typical thing for this is to focus on input. Like you can have autofocus, but it's also nice to. Okay, let's make it optional. Where's create ref? node or element. I guess void or void. Oops. Oops, what did I do? Something like that. So how would this work? So we're returning a ref. Yeah, we would have to attach the callback there. Yeah. Yeah, let's just put it there. That is fine. Yeah, anyways, so in the actual component, this is where we, no, not here, but in the render, this is where we handle ref. So when we have ref, we're gonna do an insert. Yeah, existing remove hook, data hook, remove. And what we would need to do is dispose ref would be void or undefined. And then on insert, we have existing insert hook, remove, vnode, let's see, existing remove hook, vnode. Yeah, so this would be dispose, sorry. Props ref. Yeah, so that's the function we're calling. Oh yeah, this is to set the current node. Yeah, it doesn't quite make sense to make it a function really. But okay. If props ref callback dispose ref equals props ref callback vnode.elm. Yeah, const ref. Why are you complaining? Oh, constant let. And then this would be dispose ref. We need to call that something like that. Let's build it. So we can take a look, console.log node. Oh. Which div is that? Yeah. There we have it. If I move the ref to the H1, boop. There we have it. And then we can try to do a switch. Console.log, no more node. No more node. So that would be state items length more than 3. We make it null. Oh, that didn't work. Why didn't that? Is it called remove? I don't remember. Lifecycle hooks. Hooks. Oh, it is called. Fuck. What's remove callback? Why didn't that work? Let's see if it's being called at all. What the fuck? It might be... Yeah, we'll see. Huh. So there's nothing happening there at all? Why? That's weird. It's directly being removed from the DOM. Oh, directly or indirectly. Okay, let's use destroy then. Oh, but it was called twice. Why was it called twice? Destroy. It's called twice. That's super weird. By the way, yeah. Not sure why it runs twice. Okay, I think I need to jump off the stream, but you can probably figure out why this happens. But I like this. There is no reason for a mount. Because there's no concurrency either, right? If it runs setup, it's gonna be mounted to the DOM. That's just the way it is. Thinking. What could that be? Should probably start branching. Git checkout fragments. It's almost like, how can we check this? I don't know where to even start checking this. It's so weird because there's like, I wonder, like we have this other ref here. Oops. Is it like somehow? No. Okay, let's check which node it is. Yeah, it's the same node. Yeah. Existing destroy hook. Yeah, so we do have but I even tried not calling the existing one, so it should be like overridden. Or maybe something happens internally with hooks with the copying. I don't think it does though. Well, what we can do is we can throw an error. And then we can see try roll new error. Or isn't it just new console.log new error.stack? I thought you actually had to throw, but I don't think you have to. Let's see. Invoke destroy hook. Update children, patch node. Okay, so there's 2 remove nodes. Oh, it's almost like it's doing it twice. This could be an internal thing. Like, because we are batching. Render. No, that would be weird though. Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. So this one is related to, oh, not that one. This one. No, sorry, this one. No, where is it? Oh, sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. So I guess it is the same. Oh yeah, okay. Ooh. Like one easy fix is to flag it as having been called. But the question is, why is it called twice? Because we are just patching. We are patching only once, I think. Let's check that quickly. Oh, sorry, render. Patch. So where are we patching? We are patching. That will be in component. Oh, sorry. Execute render. Hook.destroy. Yeah, but this is a different hook. It's the cleanup thing. Anyways, so this is where we're patching. Patch. But again, like this might be deep into render patch, destroy. Yeah, no, I don't want to dive into this now. But I think we should have this solution. I think it makes a lot of sense. What could this be? So it looks to be the same stack. That's the thing that is weird to me. We are patching twice. Why are we patching twice? What's happening before this? That's what I'm wondering. Can I have a longer stack trace? What if I new error? Oh, where did we put the error? That was in render. Yeah, what if I do try? Do I get a longer stack trace? Yeah, there's something. Yeah, it just starts with a patch. I wonder where this is coming from. So what else is calling patch? Is it render? Like we only call patch like at render. When do we call patch? We only call patch in the component, and we call patch here. Is it called there again? Render patch, render patch, render patch. Destroy, destroy. This is weird. It's saying that patch is being called twice, which is leading up to this destroy. What if I changed, I'm just curious, what if I changed a number to 2? Like, is it the amount of, that will be weird. No, 2 destroys. Yeah, there is an extra item. That's true. Wait. Is more than one? Oh, no. I think I know what it is. It's not the counter. I think I know what it is. Like, this is the thing we were doing. We were adding items. Now we see 1. Oh, that was a lucky break. Like, why? Because now we're unmounting low nested, right? So that's why it's happening. We're patching. We're probably... That is interesting. So if the parent... Oh, wait a minute. So... Wait, I'm gonna check something. Render nested. Yeah. Okay, interesting. So if the parent unmounts this child, then for some reason the ref is run twice. It basically does a double patch. And the question is, why does it do that? Yeah, I think, but this is something to look more into, like, deeply without the abstractions over it. Like, is it because of, like, would this happen just using Snapdom, like with any element? I guess not. It must be because of the thunk thing. And question then becomes, is it because it's a fragment thunk that it does this double patch? What we can check though is, so in the component on the actual console log, Patching. Let's see, we have to put that here. Dot component dot name, something like that. So if I do, wait, this is wrong. Oh, wait, this is wrong. No, it's not wrong. Sorry. Oh. Oh, anyways. So patching nested. So this patching is basically like it touches the thunk because it's part of render. So patching doesn't mean that it's like running the actual function and doing a diff again. It's just running it. But wait a minute, let's count again. Oh, let's change make this simpler. Count is more than 0. So render nested, which is true. Oh, and now there's no patching. Did I remove it? No. What's the patch? Oh, there's the patch. Oh, okay, no, there we go. Oh, now I see why it's happening. Okay, so we are rendering, I'm doing this, and it's patching inside of nested for some reason. But that, oh, it shouldn't do that. What if I do? Oh, why is it doing that? What's causing it to patch again? This should only happen on when it observes a change. Oh wait, sorry. We have to name the sorry, component.name. Sorry. We have to name these things. Okay, render nested. Yeah, patching app. Yeah, patching nested. Okay, but then let's do, if it's more than 0, it's patching the app. But then for some reason, yeah, I have no idea. And we have to understand why. So yeah, we could try to use Claude. But I also want to understand, really want to understand how it works. I'm just trying to think of a scenario we could test without like going too deep into it. Okay, we can ask, let's see. So I'm using SnapDOM, and I'm noticing that when an element is removed, its destroy hook is called twice. So it's almost like I'm calling patch once, but then there's like two patches running. Do you know what that could be? Yeah, let's just ask it and then. Has to be related to the. Oh my god, I'm so stuck in this that. What if we do the. Copy this example again. Oh, it's app. And I want to know if I do. So this is a new node. And I'm going to try to remove something. And then we're going to put a hook on it. So hook destroy got destroyed. Oh wait, sorry. Of course it needs to be on the first one. Hook something like that. Yeah, it happened once. What if we introduce the thank? How are we gonna do this? Almost all, you're moving two different vnodes that share the same destroy callback, or you've registered two destroy callbacks for the same vnode path. Yeah, thank component node and attach the same to both the wrapper and the inner vnode. You'll see to destroy. Yeah, but that's not what's happening. Oh, you're reusing the same hook object instance across multiple vnodes. Yeah, but the thing that makes it weird to me is that it's running the patch twice. Yeah. Yeah, like, okay. Adding ref. Like, how many times does that happen? Adding ref. Oh, that's also interesting. It could be related to this whole fragment thing. Mixing a module destroy. No. Yeah. There's something. Okay, invoke destroy hook on the inner rendered vnode tree. There's something about this. I think. But that's what I understand. Why is it running patch twice? Where is it coming from? Because I'm just running patch. And then it does patch vnode, update children, remove vnodes, and then it calls remove vnodes twice. So first there, and then again up here. Oh, sorry. Remove vnodes. Oh, I think maybe this is just an error. Yeah, it's the same. It's actually, it should be invoke destroy hook. You see that when I click it? 295. No, wait, what are these? Wait, are we running two? What the hell? Invoke destroy hook, line 282. Invoke. Oh, yeah, you see that? It's the same. Wait, it's the same line? Oh, it's the for loop. What is this? Oh, this is too complex. Ah. But there's nothing in front of the patch here. There has to be. There's one patch. And then there's two patches. Where are they coming from? Oh, I have such a hard time stepping away from this. Think. Let's see. I need to. Am I calling patch? Maybe I'm calling patch like directly somewhere. No, I can't. Like, that's the only way to call patch is within the init. Like, do I have more patches in here that I don't know of? Huh. Attributes module, props module. I wonder what happens if I turn off fragments. Is it like completely broken or does it work? Oh, it's completely broken. Okay. Yeah, like it could be the freaking fragments. Who knows? How can patch lead to a patch? Well, I guess we need event listener module. Yeah, maybe I can. Yeah, let's revert to component. I can do that easily. Yeah, we can do this. I think we can keep. Yeah, this is fine. We're just overriding it. That's fine. And then inside the component, where was it? Execute render. Let's see. Return JSX component. And then we need a destroy hook. Okay, let's try that. Let's see what happens. Oh, that was brilliant, Adam. It was definitely because of fragment. Okay, cool. Maybe we found a bug with fragments then. Maybe we could try to fix it. Question is, what the hell is happening? Yeah, it would be nice to have stable fragments. Yeah, or we could have. Well, comment nodes doesn't work because they can't have children. So the comment node would actually not be a replacement for fragment. It would be a way to enable on mount. So you would have like a fragment child that would be the on mount, which could be a comment. But for the actual component, it needs to be an element or it needs to be a fragment. It can't be a comment. As far as I know, unless like that would be weird though. If somehow snubdom would like still apply the children. No, that would be weird. Yeah. Okay. But good. We know the reason at least. So let's keep it at that. Yeah, I want to know why the patch runs twice. Because when we use a component, yeah, it's basically just a single patch run. So there's like something about the fragment that calls patch again. So what I think is that when it patches and it's removing a fragment, it's calling patch again. Maybe. Something like that. Okay, so I noticed that this actually happens because of fragment. Could you see if there's any issue related to this, like running the patch twice when it's a fragment? I wonder if in our example we could... I wish I had all day to look at this, but I just don't. Undefined experimental fragments, true. And then fragment. So what is if this remove thing? What if we make this span a fragment? And then we remove it. What happens then? Oh, look at that. That's how easy it was. Oh, okay. You know what? We're gonna clone Snapdom. We don't even have to clone it. This pops out specifically. Mark must be up to the flatten into multiple. So destroy runs once per child if you touch the same destroy function instance to multiple child nodes. No, that's not. There are active. Which can amplify. I see extra lifecycle calls. So Snapdom is like a tiny library. Could you just go on GitHub, look at the source code for fragments, and see if you can figure out why the destroy hook is called twice? Snapdom. Yeah, we can also clone it and then ask, okay, let's do a quick. Development. Snapdom. Don't save. Where are you, my trusty Claude? Oh, look at that. Snapdom. So I noticed a bug with fragments, like they are experimental, but if I patch a container with some initial elements, and then I have a destroy hook on an element inside a fragment, and then I patch so that the fragment is removed, that destroy hook is called twice. Could you please write a test, verify, figure out what's happening, and just fix it? Oh, aren't there any tests? Doesn't it have tests? Oh, it does have tests. Unit. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think this is a chance to like contribute back to Snapdom, help them stabilize fragments, and then look at this. It's pretty awesome. Oh. Sex. I wasn't able to run the tests. Call. Then recursively calls remove node. Already. Oh, no. So when removing a fragment, first invoke. Then is called again on the children, which calls invoke destroy hook on each child again. Yeah, exactly. Let's see what it did. Yeah, not equals undefined. So this is fragment. So yeah, and if fragment has children, yeah, it invokes destroy hook. Oh, is that it? Okay. Yeah, so did it say in the recursive remove vnodes call already handles invoking destroy hooks on all children? Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, I think we should just try to contribute with this. Could you try to figure out how we can get the tests running while I try to contribute with this fix? It's basically just removing from init. Well, we need to test it first. Wait. We need to get the test runner working. Could you see if you can make that work? Maybe I just need to install something. Let me know. Bum, 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 bum. Oh. So they go to the else branch, but when recursively call. Into the else block. No, it becomes empty and the chain are removed into the, so when we try to remove, Oh, well. Now I can see it. Looking at the logs. It's so interesting. This is really good use of AI, by the way. Aha! The fragment shown are from a different test. Oh. Maybe it's just completely messing this up. So dog on the day with let me see what happens during patch 3. Oh, yeah, but it's probably running the tests in parallel. Such a weird thing that they're running the tests in an actual browser environment. I guess they have to be perfectly sure, but it's yeah. Yeah, I think it's confused by the test environment. I think maybe because I don't have a parent after their children moved to the actual. When the fragment is inserted, its children are moved to the parent DOM node, and the document fragment itself becomes empty and orphaned. So when we try to remove it later, we can't find the parent. The fix is to track the parent. Good. The fragment does have without. Okay. Actually, the fix is in the patch function. When parent is null for a fragment, we should get the parent from the fragment's children. The children have Elm properties that point to real. Okay. Oh. It's very impressive how long it's reasoning through this. But it's empty. This is just that my fix might have broken something about how fragment. For fragment relies on fragment. Yeah, this is probably super tricky stuff. Now let's build and run the full test suite. Yeah, let me temporarily stash. Wait, the test didn't find Chrome. Yeah, it might be running off. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how to approach this. But you made all the tests run now. Can't you just remove the fix and try to run the tests again? And see if that test that you found still fails? Yeah, it seems to be. Okay. Oh, yeah, I saw. Yeah, so we broke something. Okay. Yeah. From div does have a parent semicolon. Hmm. Why am I changing? It's so interesting. Oh, yeah. Exactly. Maybe that makes both of them work. So with only the and then it's not called at all, right? So we're not getting anywhere here. Let me think about this more. Okay. Keep at it, Claude. If parent is null, get it from the first shell. But I wonder why. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's stuck. Yeah, nobody knows. Okay, now this is not working. How are we gonna help with this? Or what are we gonna do? I guess. At least we can report the issue. Let me share this. Oh, there's a lot of issues there. Needs to support customers. Should be improved. Wow, there's a lot of demands here. Oh, 2022. Oh, but there was a release here on September 30th. Who's doing this? Last year. 2 months ago. Yeah, I think. I don't think it helps much to create an issue, and it seems to be quite. Let's see closed issues. Like how often do they? This was on cut a new release May 12th. Ugh. Contributors. Yeah, this kind of sucks. I wish there was a VDOM library that really had things. Like, there's limits to what it needs to do, right? So it's probably very stable. Yeah, what the hell should we do about this? Should we... What about the pull requests? June 12th. Yeah, you know what I want to do? I want to ask, can you please do a review? Could you please do a review of the fragments implementation and what tests we have for fragments? Do an evaluation of the implementation itself if you think there's a better strategy to support fragments, but still using the same API. And then write a summary of this with a suggested plan moving forward, because there's currently issues with fragments. Specifically, if you have a fragment and you patch that fragment to not be anything anymore, if the initial fragment had children with destroy hooks, those destroy hooks are called twice. So yes. But first, please just do a complete overview and learn about the implementation and evaluate if we should have a different approach to this. Yeah, I think I can try. I can run this in the background and see if Claude is able to kind of figure this out. And then we have to choose if the library should have just have a component element or not. It would be nice to not have it. Anyways, I have to go. So bye for now.